So as you all know, we do tier list videos on the channel. I don't even know if I said that correctly. Tier list videos. Yeah, I said it correctly on the channel. Today we got first basemen. Now I know I had already done the catchers and first basemen, but I had to redo it because I felt like I did it just based on attributes instead of basing it not only on attributes, but also how they play. Also for first basemen, I left a bunch of first basemen out because I completely forgot that their primary positions were first base. But here we go with the top 5. We're gonna start with the honorable mention. Now the honorable mention should not be surprising to you all. It's not a bad card, it's just not a great card either. We're gonna head towards the marketplace and we're gonna go to one of the second inning bosses, and if you haven't guessed it already, you are about to guess it right now. Don Mattingly. Now why is he an honorable mention? So the threshold for first basemen for us was 80 contact versus both sides minimum. That was the threshold, and then 80 power versus both sides minimum. We don't care about the fielding, we don't care about the arm strength. Reaction we might care about a little bit because it impacts how they react to the ball, and sometimes that reaction is the difference between the first baseman just letting the ball go underneath his glove and getting into a weird animation, or getting into that weird animation where they slowly attempt to catch the chopper and then the chopper just passes by their glove. But realistically speaking, we don't care about any of the fielding attributes, and we don't care about any of the speed attributes either. The only thing we care about, or the only thing we cared about, was hitting. We wanted 80 contact against both sides and a minimum of 80 power against at least one side, and Don Mattingly fits that category. Now why is he an honorable mention instead of even being in the top 5? Well, it's clear. He is not a great power hitter against lefties. Yes, he is a great defender, but when you look at the second inning program, he's also the last choice. So you going out and getting Don Mattingly, it would either be because A, you're a very big Yankees fan, B, you're a very big Don Mattingly fan, or C, you're looking to complete that collection of the 2 or 3 second inning bosses in order to get 50k XP for the third inning program. That's the only way I see you getting him. The next person that is going to be an honorable mention is going to be Joey Votto. Now Joey Votto, unlike Don Mattingly, he is great all around in terms of hitting. He has great contact against right, great contact against left, he has great power against right, and great power against left. Why is he number 5 and why is, or not number 5, excuse me, why is he an honorable mention and not higher inside the list? Well, it's pretty simple. Yes, he has those amazing hitting attributes, but every single player above him has even better hitting attributes than Joey Votto. But Joey Votto, if you can get his swing down, and that's another thing that's going to come into play with most of these first basemen, you're going to use whoever you feel comfortable, and we're using only players that are primary first basemen. I know there are a lot of secondary first basemen that are great to use. For example, Babe Ruth. Babe Ruth would have definitely cracked the top 5 in this list, but unfortunately his primary position is left field. Therefore, we can't include him into this top 5. He will be included if he does make the cut for top 5 left fielders inside that tier list video, because we're going to be doing one for each and every single position. There is going to be a playlist on the channel, so make sure you guys click on the channel playlist, and then you'll see positional tier list, and that will be the name of the playlist as well. So we got Joey Votto as another honorable mention. Now coming in at number 5 is going to be the 42 series Frank Thomas. Now I do have +1 to all his attributes, so just subtract 1 from each and every single hitting category. But as you can see, he is like Joey Votto. Joey Votto is great against right-handers. Frank Thomas is great against left-handers, but when you look at the splits against right-handers, he beats Joey Votto's splits against left-handers when you combine them both. And Frank Thomas, he's always had a good swing in the game, especially if you are an early swinger. Frank Thomas is going to suit you perfectly because his swing, if you're early on it, he's going to crush it. If you're a little late, he usually hits gap shots between right field and center field. He is a great card to use, and out of the top 5 first basemen, he's going to earn number 5. Then we're going to go to number 4. Number 4 is going to be the World Series reward from Season 1, Prince Fielder. Now, I didn't include him, or I might have included him in the last video. I can't even recall that correctly, but just know that Prince Fielder, he has okay contact for what we would expect. If he would have had those numbers flipped, where he would have had those great contact numbers and then 86, 80 power numbers, that would have been amazing. It would have been a lot better because on Hall of Fame difficulty, on Legend difficulty, the higher the contact is, the bigger the PCI is. And the bigger the PCI is, the greater the chance of you squaring up a ball is. But 80 contact, against both sides, I would say that's the threshold to get at least a decent sized PCI on those difficulties. And with the 102 power and 95 power versus left, he's gonna hit it out against both sides. So you're not ever really worried about, hey, they're bringing in the lefty to face Prince Fielder, or hey, they're bringing in the righty to face Prince Fielder, because Prince Fielder is gonna show you what he's got against both sides. So he's coming in at number 4, and then at number 3, we have to go now to the inventory, because he is a person that cannot be obtained through the community market. Instead, he is a monthly awards program reward, and that is going to be Vladimir Guerrero Jr. Now, what's special about Vladimir Guerrero Jr. is when you compare his numbers against, let's say, Prince Fielder, and this is why he's coming in, or he's coming in at number 3, excuse me, I might have said number 4. And the reason he's coming in at number 3 is he's great against his dominant hand. So he's great against right-handers. That 82 contact versus left, and then that 74 power versus left. Yes, you might be looking at that 74 power and saying, hey, doesn't that really hurt him? But let's be honest, most of the pitchers in Diamond Dynasty, they're going to be right-handed pitchers. Vladimir Guerrero doesn't have the best swing in the world, but once you get it down, you're going to be straight. And if they bring in a left-hander, you're going to be chilling. You're not going to be worrying about anything, because you are still on the dominant side. The reason why he's above Prince Fielder is because despite Prince Fielder having great contact against lefties and great power against lefties, it is still extremely difficult for you to hit lefty on lefty. For example, try to hit off of Aroldis Chapman lefty on lefty. It's going to be difficult. Try to hit against Aroldis Chapman, I don't even know how I'm pronouncing these words, righty on lefty. It's going to be a lot easier, especially with someone like Vladimir Guerrero, who has 82 contact versus left, which is 2 points higher than Prince Fielder, but still, it matters a lot in my opinion. And now we're going to number 2. Number 2 is going to be another collections reward, and it is going to be Paul Konerko. I cannot stress enough how good this card is. I mean, you got 85 contact versus right. That's better, or at least 1 point lower than Prince Fielder. It's obviously lower than Vladimir Guerrero Jr.'s, but then his 102 contact versus left, it's higher. It's one of the highest ones that we have besides Don Mattingly, and he's a right-handed hitter, so that's going to be a humongous plus. And then you go ahead and look at his power numbers. Both of them are above a 90. You couldn't ask for anything better if you were to ask me. And then, I mean, Hall of Fame difficulty, legend difficulty, you're not worried about it. Yes, their fielding sucks, but they're first basemen. That's all you can really ask for. Now, before we get into number 1, I just want to say, if you've been watching this video so far and you've gotten to this point, please make sure to hit that like button or subscribe button. We stream each and every single day at 1 a.m. Eastern. Today, we're going to try to go 12-0. So make sure you turn on the notifications for the channel and follow me on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Twitch, and TikTok if you do want to be notified whenever we do end up going live. And then last but not least, there are certain perks to becoming a member of the channel. That join button will show you the different options in terms of prices and the perks available, or if you are on mobile, you can click in the link inside the description. Last but not least, playlist, community tab, and then home section, you will find things like my playlist, my other YouTube channels, and then a chance to interact with me and vote there as well. Now, without further ado, we had to do a little commercial break. The first baseman, it shouldn't come as a surprise. This is the best first baseman in the game, 100%. Like, no one even comes close. And I think until we get a signature series Albert Pujols or a signature series Frank Thomas, no one is going to be touching David Ortiz. Pause. But you guys get what I'm saying. I mean, the 116, 103, that is as good of contact versus right as anyone. It's better than anyone. 103 is the second most behind Don Mattingly, and then the 125 power versus right is the most out of anyone. The 103 power versus left is the most out of anyone, and then the 93 vision, we haven't even been talking about vision, but it doesn't even really matter because that's only the outer PCI. Big Papi is the best first baseman in the game. Once you complete the collections, you're going to be awarded Big Papi, and by getting Big Papi, you're not going to move him until you get Albert Pujols, or maybe you like Frank Thomas's swing so much that his 99 card is going to push you to replacing Big Papi at first. But this guy right here, he is going to be 100% the best first baseman of the game. The next tier list that we have coming up is going to be second basemen. So once again, make sure you guys hit that like button or subscribe button. Don't forget to follow me on all socials. Become a member of the channel if you would like to. And I'll catch you all on the next one. Peace out.